Hi, this is Mr. Adams from High School, and this is a video on naming and writing alkanes. Um, in terms of alkanes, right, you recognize them by the fact that they have single bonded carbons, okay, only. All right, so when you see the carbons between them, there'll be only single bonds. Now, if you forget what an alkane is from an alkene or alkyne, remember you have table R at your disposal, right? So you can figure out which ones are alkenes from alkynes and so on. All right. So don't forget to use that. Now, when we're doing the naming of alkanes, right? We have to identify the parent chain. So once again, we must identify the parent chain. And that's the longest number, okay, of carbons that you have. And we did this in class, and we emphasize it again. That parent chain does not have to be straight. It only has to be continuous. Okay, and moving on. Once we've established a parent chain, we may find that there's some branches, which are also called alkyl groups. Now, if we find any branches or alkyl groups, those guys will get a YL ending. Okay, and we'll talk about it in a second. And also, when we're naming our branches, we want to use the lowest number possible. So we have a choice of counting from either direction to get the lowest number possible for our branches or our alkyl groups. All right, so what you're going to do right now, you're going to pause the video, you're going to name these three guys right here, and you'll draw the structures, formulas for these two guys right here, and we'll see how we do. Okay, this guy right here, all right, to the right, when we count these number of carbons right here, alrighty, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons. There's no branches of carbons hanging off the side, so the prefix for 6, right, which also can be found on your reference table. We have tables P, Q, and R to help us with that. Simply would be hexane. Okay, hex, the prefix is for 6, and ane represents the fact that all the carbons are single bonded. Okay, we move on to the guy in the lower left corner right here, and we notice that the longest continuous number of carbons here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 also. So that also will give us hexane, so we can write that down someplace. I'll write it down over here. All right, hexane. All right, and now we have a choice of counting from this direction or this direction to get the lowest number possible. So we see that if we count from left to right, okay, the numbers would be, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So what we're going to do, we'll take that, because if we come from the other direction, there will be 3 and 5. So we'll take the 2 and the 4. All right. So what's going to happen, guys? We see this right here is a branch. It's a 1 carbon branch, and that name will be methyl. And this right here is a 2 carbon branch, and that name is going to be ethyl. Now, in some textbooks, they name the branches alphabetically, and some don't, but we can do alphabetically right here. Ethyl comes before methyl. So this guy right here in the 4 position, we simply say 4, okay, dash ethyl. All right. Now, when we have numbers and words, okay, we put a hyphen between them or a dash between them. So that's 4 ethyl. We put a dash right here and put 2 methyl hexane. Okay, so this guy right here, once again, is our 2 methyl. This guy right here is our 4 ethyl, and we count it from this direction, and we're done. That guy's finished. All right, for this guy right here, we're gonna go like this. That's our longest chain possible. Okay, so we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That gives us heptane. All right, as our parent. So heptane. Squeeze it in there. Okay. And we look now to see what we have as branches. Now we notice right here, we have one hanging off the side there and another one hanging off the side here. So we have 2 methyl groups, all right? So that guy will be dimethyl for us. If you have 2 of the same thing, we use the prefix di. And over here, we have two carbons hanging off the side together. So that will be ethyl. So what's going to happen? We'll look from this direction. We will look from this direction and see which one gives the lowest numbers. And it looks like counting from right to left this time gives us lowest numbers. So we count, this will be carbon number 1, carbon number 2, carbon number 3, carbon number 4, 5, 6, 7. So what's the name going to be? It's going to be 4-ethyl. Okay. Now we're going to indicate the positions of the methyls, which are both on carbon number 3. So we say 3, 3 dimethyl. Okay, so it's 4-ethyl, 3,3-dimethyl heptane, and you're done. All right, now we have to draw these guys right here. So what we do, we simply start with heptane. Okay, now you start with the parent. You put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 carbons down, okay, representing the parent. Now we have 3, 5. Now what we can simply do, we call this carbon number 3. We will put a carbon there since we know we're dealing with methyls, and we have 2 of them, right? So one is going to be at carbon number 3. We're counting from left to right, and we must continue with that. So carbon number 5 is over here. Okay, so we're going to put another carbon there as another methyl group. All right, and that's our 3,5-dimethyl heptane. We'll put. I'll use lines to represent hydrogens. Okay, but on quizzes and tests, depending on your teacher, they may want you to actually write the hydrogens in. But I will use these lines to represent the hydrogens. So that's our. We're done. 3,5-dimethyl heptane, and you're done. Okay, so once you can name them, you can write them out. Now, 4-ethyl, 2-methyl octane. We have octane, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's our octane. That's our parent chain, our tree trunk. All right, we have branches with the YL endings. We have 2-methyl and 4-ethyl. We know from experience that methyl is only 1 carbon hanging on the side, and ethyl represents F, prefix F2, represents 2 carbons hanging off the side, so we put 2 carbons over here, and basically that's it. We write our hydrogens in. Okay? Now, just be very careful when you're writing the hydrogens in, especially when we get to dealing with the alkanes and alkynes. Carbons form a max of 4 bonds. You want to put no more and no less. Okay, so once again, this structure right here in the bottom is 4-ethyl. Okay, carbon number 4 right there. 2-methyl, carbon number 2 right there. Octane, 8 carbons in the parents right here. Okay, and you're done. So as always, hard work plus sacrifice equals success. This is a very, very brief video on how to name and write alkanes. You follow the pattern. You know that there's going to be commas between numbers and dashes between numbers and words. Identify the parent chain. Okay, that's your key right there. The prefixes are on your reference table if you forgot. And as always, hard work plus sacrifice equals success, and I'll see you guys soon.